We are here to discuss the glories and pastimes of Srirangam. Actually, if you say there are different harms, so the Shiva temple religion harms are very important. All of you know. First one and the primus is Kamchiputta. It comes to be Srirangam. And finally, it comes to be Tirupati and so these all places are very important, and specifically this Rampa Kshetra, this is called as a Utsava Kshetra for Tamil Nadu. Because here 320 days there will be festivals happening. And when I was about to prepare for this class, I was wondering what kind of pastime we should take. Because 320 festivals, that means 320 pastimes will be there. As well as there are different places and locations in this Dham. They themselves they have their glories and their own pastimes. Many pastimes are revealed and many pastimes are hidden. So I was wondering which part I should take and which part should I skip. But everything is important. Everything is on your and it is purifying for the person who listens it. But no, if we start talking about it about in 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, pastimes and the glories. You ready? So few people are taking Hari Press. Hunger is there. But anyway, try to concise in some whatever stipulated time that we have taught. So before we go ahead, there's the basics, is pastimes. Basics of the concepts that we're talking about. So this is one of the important shrine in Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. So we are coming from the Brahmatattva Gaudiya Sampradaya. The culture and the traditions in our Sampradaya are little different than the cultures and traditions into Sri Sampradaya. Some prime differences will be there. Like whenever we go to the Sri Sampradaya temples, of course, we are paying obeisances in our temples right in front of the deities. But here we don't get that much space because as soon as we get go in front of the deities, say Jargandi, and we not get space even paid in obeisances, words and all these things. Actually, whenever devotees try to pay obeisances there, we get beatings. Say, क्या कर रहे हैं? What are you doing this? Because it is etiquette कि in the temple there are different altars which are installed in different places. If we pay obeisances there inside the temple, you are that area. So we may offend other devtas who are around. So that's why we don't obeisances there. And many times there will be lots of there's more different beautiful culture here. Of course, pay obeisances we have to pay. We have to pay obeisances at the Garu Stamba, Dhwaja Stamba, or at Dhvajapitham. That place we can pay obeisances and enter inside. And whenever we go inside the temple, pujaris, there will be always somebody with the deity inside. And as soon as the visitor comes there, the important thing is that the visitor, that the pujari, will introduce the deity to the visitor. Okay, please come here. These are Ranganatha, Devi, Sri Devi, Lula Devi, Nugeshwar, he will introduce. It's nice thing. And there will be responses to be new, so many shlokas and stotras, the glories of the Lord. And that's why when somebody enters the Garbhagriha for darshan, they say, please keep silent. Whenever devotees go there, devotees like to kirtan and always do. But here they say, okay, keep silent because sutras are of course, Sankirtan is also part of this Shiva culture also. It's not like that they don't do Sankirtan, they do Sankirtan. Their Sankirtan is in the early in the morning. And whenever you have seen the early morning, these Kirtan parties, they go with lots of parshurams, they will be singing. Specifically in Margadi month, you can see this. So these people will be working and singing parshurams. Um, in the some Kathakali dancers is dancing in front, and all this way they will be doing this. They do Naga Kirtan, the dance. And of course, Chetan Mahaprabhu came here, stayed here for 4 months, and he has good influence over these people, these traditions here. So, like Sankirtan is there. Even if you go South India to Padmanabh, that side, there's one place where there is still Akhanda Harinam is going on. There's a place, there's a place, holy place there, that they chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 24 hours. They are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra only for 2 hours, Sankirtan. In that place, they do continuous Harinam 24 hours there. Because it is non-stop. So Chetan Mahaprabhu has passed through these areas and he has given lots of good influence over this culture and traditions here. So, when we go to the temples, we see deities, different deities. Of course, they are big deity, it's a small deity. So, big deities are called as a Moolapana, Mool Vigraha. And the small Vigrahas are called Utsav Vigraha. Utsav Vigraha because the Mool Vigrahas cannot come out for the festivals and processions. So, Vigraha will come out. They will give darshan in the festival days. Whenever there is a boat festival, Jula festival, like this small order. So here the main importance is given to Utsav Vigrahas. But if you compare to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we give more importance to the Mula Vigrahas, which are stayed in the temple. So they are more importance into Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And of course, whenever somebody is um, this sampradaya, this traditions here are very strongly connected to the deities and their pastimes. The Srirangam Kshetra Dham, forming, which I explained these things, the Leela of this Sriranga Dham. So this, if you enter the Sriranga temple, you will find golden gruha, golden place there inside there. The golden place is actually the original place which is appeared from Vaikuntha as it is, which is not made by us. Apart from that, other parkotas, the other structures you can see, the gopurams and the boundaries and finishes, these are made by the devotees for the service of the Lord. But main that golden room, it is as it is, it came with Lord. It is said that at the beginning of the day of Brahma, Brahmaji wanted, Brahmaji is a Brahmana, and he wanted to do some tapasya or some, he wanted to do some puja archana at the beginning of the day. How single day. We start our day before going to office. We do arti at home, right? And we do obeisances to the gods, and then we go to chant and sadhana. Brahmaji, before starting his day, he wanted to do some puja. But no, nothing was created. So he did some tapasya and he pleased the Lord and he, he received the Lord in the form of this Vimana. This golden square statue structure is a Vimana. In our terms, we call it as a plane. This is a Vimana. This Vimana, in that ourselves, Lord came to study. In the Vimana itself, there was a Lord Ranganatha, big statue, a big Vigraha of the Lord was there, and a small also Vigraha also was there. And that this whole Vimana was gifted to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji worshipped it nicely. And after some time, he saw that Vivaswan, Surya Vivaswan is doing some tapasya. So he gave this Vimana for Suryadev to worship. Because Brahmaji will be worshipping this Vimana once in a day, in the morning time. And then once in a day, that so many days will pass by for this sun god. So sun god said, okay, give me this deities. The next day you can take it back. So he got this Vimana, Suryadev Vivaswan. And Suryadev Vivaswan did worship of it. And then he gave it to his son, Ikshvaku. And Ishwaku, we saw that, right? Deities. And the Ishwaku started worshipping this Vimana and worshipping the deity inside it. And this continued to the generation of Ishwaku. What is the generation of Ishwaku? the Surya Vamsha. And what is the greatest king in Surya Vamsha? Lord Ram. So this Ranganatha was the worshipable, prime worshipable deity of Lord Ram's dynasty, which is Kapil. And it mentions that the face of the Ranganatha is exactly as Lord Ram. And these devotees, this all the kings, they knew that this Lord who we are worshipping is going to take birth in our Vamsha somewhere. So they didn't know who and when, but yeah, they started worshipping. And eventually Lord Ram came, appeared, and he also started worshipping his own deity back. So Lord personally is appeared and he himself is worshipping his own. And all this like Leela happened. Lord Ram's Mother Sita was kidnapped and Ravana was killed and everything. And Lord Ram's Pattabhisheka was happening in Ayodhya. For this Pattabhisheka, Vibhishana came and he saw the Sharatha and all these people were worshipping this he got attracted to this worship procedures. And he was desiring that Lord, this Himala, I should get it to Bhakta, so that I can worship it more. Then while going back, he demanded, "Can you please give me this Himala so that I can peacefully stay back into Lanka. Otherwise, I will not go. I will not stay here." Then Lord Ram said, "Okay, take this." He gave this Himala to Vibhishana. Krishna carried it. There's another story which happens in the background of this story. When father of Lord Ram, his name is Dasharatha, he was not having any son. He did one yajna called Uttara Kanushti Yajna. Big yajna was it. And when this yajna happened, he called so many different kings. So there was a king called Dharma. He was a Chola king of the contemporary of Dasharath Maharaj. And he came to attend this festival. And he also got a strong desire that he also should get this Vivaha. And he came back from the Mishti Yajna and started doing tapasya into this place, in this Kaveri, where the place where Kaveri bifurcates into two places. You know, if you see this place, this Srirangam place is a kind of an island in the Kaveri river bed. So this side also the Kaveri goes and that side also Kaveri goes on. After that, this Kaveri again joins together and goes ahead. So there he started doing tapasya. And when he was doing strong tapasya, some saintly people came there and they asked me, Dharmavarma, why are you doing tapasya? I want that particular Vimana to come here and I worship it. So there's saintly people said, "Hey, why are you doing tapasya for that? You don't need to do tapasya. Anyway, he's going to come here. It is predicted." So I said, okay. Then he stopped tapasya and started eagerly waiting. And waiting and waiting and waiting. And after some time, he saw Vibhishana coming. And Vibhishana coming with his Pushpa Vimana, Vimana in the hands. And suddenly Vimana climbed down. It has happened that Vibhishana wanted nature's call and he wanted to do their own. And again, Ganpati came in the morning, probably said as that Vimana got established there. Vibhishana became very upset. What to do? I will not go from here at all. Stay here only and I worship here. And Lord Ranganathan came into Vibhishana's dreams and said, "Don't worry, you go home. You go home and from there you will worship me." As Prabhuji said, mentioned, 10 steps you walk, running Ranga, 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 Ranga. 6, 5, 6. He says, "Okay, worship is fine, but I want to worship you somehow." He said, "Okay, you can come here, worship me in the night time." So it is said that every day, it's the night, Shayanakti will be done by Vibhishana person. So you can see the next to the Raghunatha, there is a Vibhishana temple also is there. Vibhishana Vigraha is there. So from his hand, the Shayanakti and evening sanskaras will happen. And Vibhishana went back, and this Dharmavarma, he was so pleased, and then he started constructing a temple properly and all these things. So he created one first Parkota It is, you can see the first compound wall of this temple. There are, if you see the temple structure, there is a percotta after percotta, compound wall after compound wall after compound wall after compound wall. This is a structure is there which is established and built by different kings throughout this time. So first temple was built by the Varma in which Yuga? Treta Yuga. When the Maharaj Dasharatha Lord Ram was there, at that time the first temple was. That so many times temple was constructed, destroyed, constructed, destroyed, constructed, destroyed. So that temple has been constructed many times. But original temple is there always. And whenever somebody has to have understanding and realization that yes, God is present and He does His pastime for time and devotees, they can personally come here in Srirangam and realize this. Why not does pastimes in the world to attract people, attract the devotees' hearts to His Nitya Leela purpose. So Ranganath ji here, staying here, he is attracting everybody's hearts. You have heard that pastime. When Ramanujacharya, he saw one Pelwan, one very hefty Pelwan in Srirangam now. He was among the crowd. There was a crowd going on for the procession. There was a procession going on. Deities were coming out to the elephant and a procession was going on. And it's a very spectacular event. And devotees were being eager to see the Lord with his own eyes. Eager to see his beauty. But this Pelwan, his name was Dhanurdas, was walking front side back. He was walking behind. He was showing back to the Rangi and he was looking like that. And Ramanacharya saw what is he looking at? He was looking at one beautiful girl standing in front of me and he was holding umbrella for her. And wherever she was going, he was just looking at her and holding her. Procession going on, God is coming, and lots of things are happening around. Festival is happening. He was not attracted to anything else, just to that lady. And Ramanacharya sent his disciple, asked him to bring him inside, bring him to him. And he asked the Dhanurdas, what is that special that you're looking at this lady? He says, this girl is so beautiful and her eyes are so beautiful and so mesmerized that I don't find any more beautiful eyes than this eyes. Acharya said, do you want to see more beautiful eyes than his eyes? Yes. If you can show me challenge, if you can show me the more beautiful eyes than these eyes, I was looking at this. Brahmacharya says, challenge accepted. Come. And he called him early in the morning, Mangal Aarti time. Mangal Aarti 30, because here Mangal Aarti has happened at 5 o'clock. At that time, there will be Vishwarupa Darshan. He called. And you see, Mangal Aarti time, when there is full temple is dark, pitch dark. Everything is everywhere with silence going on. And in the morning time, with lots of stotras, they will be waking up the door and they'll open the altar. And Pujari will take the tea and show it to the Lord's lotus feet. You see, it is big, so huge. Now, one class you cannot see him at. You have to see it right from the lotus feet. Pujari will go to lotus feet first. Then he will show the arti. And after that, he will just move towards the knees. Then he will show the arti and to the belly, and then to the hands, to the vakshasthala. And finally, arti will be shown the face. And this is how this beautiful form will be revealed to the Vaishnavas. And this Dhanurdas, he came there, he was watching this whole procession, this whole program. And as soon as he went in the eyes of the Lord, he got mesmerized, got attracted his heart, and nothing else was don't let go. Immediately he fell at the lotus feet of Ramacharya and he said, "You have shown me the most beautiful form the Lord. My life is dedicated. Whatever you say, then onward, Govinda became time disciple of Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya had many disciples, which were Gras, which were sannyasis, brahmacharis. One of the prime most disciple was this Grihastha. Because there's a story that how Ramanujacharya came here. So deities here, they are not kind of a metal deities or stone deities. They are the living personalities. They are not deities. There are the stories like how Ravan brought Ramanujacharya to this place. So Ramanujacharya was born into Perambudur and he was studying under the Yadav, some Yadav Prakash. He was a Mahasi, he was in school. And there was a pastime happened and people understood the glories of Ramanujacharya. And Ramanujacharya became a personal servant to Ranchpur. And finally, here in the Srirangam, Srirangam was the place, actually, the place, university for the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas used to come here, learn Vaishnava principles, learn Vaishnava philosophies, and go to their own different places. Right from the Nath Muni, then Yamunacharya, they are the important prime acharyas. They used to preach from here. And people from all the different places in South India they used to come here and learn. But Yamunacharya eventually became old and he wanted to have a successor. And Raghunathji said, okay, Yamunacharya, you have to come back. This is not the place for you now. Come, I need you in the spiritual world. Yamunacharya said, yes, but I don't have any successor here. So what to do? He said, give me 8 days. Just 8 days. So that I can bring some successor. But 8 days, what will happen? I want Raghunathacharya here. Yes. So how Raghunathacharya will okay. They sent uh, messenger to Ramanacharya came here and Ramanacharya before Ramanacharya could come to Srirangam, Ramanacharya left this world. And you know the past time then he had 3 fingers folded, one finger open with the one desire. First desire was I will preach this Vaishnava principle all through India. Second one was I will have a commentary on Vedanta Sutta written and third one I will have two acharyas produced whose name will be Vyasa and Parashara. And he did this promise and without taking darshan of Ranganatha, he went back. He didn't stay here. Again question. The devotees around here, they were thinking, Arey, we don't have any acharya, we don't have any guide. So it didn't happen. Ramacharya came here and went back. Big space, empty space here. And everybody went to Ranganatha. They asked, what could it be? I said, free. Helping Ramanujacharya. So said, DT. And the DT wrote a letter personally to who? To Kanchi Varadaraja. This is the first time you can see the DT is writing mail for DT. And they are writing, okay, and that letter also is very big. First of all, Raghunathji is glorifying so Kanchi Varadaraja in nice words. And finally he said, please sing Varadaraja. So Ramanuja later went to Kanchi Varadaraja. Kanchi Varadaraja read this letter and he rejected the offer. When the return letter came back, I said, I will not send. Finish. Again tension. Now, this after development Acharya there, Mahaprana he was there. He did a trick. He got one devotee who was very expert into dancing. And he sent that devotee to Kanchi Varadaraja. This devotee who was very expert in dancing and presenting different leelas, he went, he performed nice dance. And that dance was so beautiful, so enticing. Kanchi Varadaraja himself started dancing. Kanchi Varadaraja started dancing and along with Kanchi Varadaraja, Sridevi and Bhudevi they also started dancing and they forgot everything. And after that, Kanchi Varadaraja asked this devotee, what do you want? And, and immediately he was asking, what do you want? Sridevi, Bhudevi started trembling. Because he's asking, whatever you want, I will give. That was his desire. They were thinking that if this devotee asks Sridevi or Bhudevi, they are not, don't want to leave. Started trembling and just asked Bhadraja, please say without you. And then You ask whatever you want, you give it, except she will be chicken. He said, okay. Then he promised, na? Pakka promise. Raja was telling, yeah, I will not come back from my promise at all. Because I'm not stupid. No, Varadharaj, I can give everything except Sridevi Bhudevi ask me anything. Then, without any delay, this devotee said, give me Anuja. And now the time for Varadharaj PM traveling. अरे, क्या मांगोगे? जब how can he give? Then he says, no, 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 no. There's one more appendix for this. You can ask anything except Sridevi, Bhudevi, and Ramanuja. And he says, Arey, how are you doing this? You said you will not remove move back from your house. You are the strong for your promises and all these things. Now you are changing from your promise. His name will get spoiled. And he said so many things like that. And finally, Bharatanath, now he had to have Ramanuja. Ramanuja was standing there. And Ramanuja also was trembling. Arey, don't please say, please don't say. Because he also used to love Ramanuja. But that's very nice. And Ramanuja was telling, please don't say. And finally, Raja has to say, please. And the scene like that, the father is sending off his daughter to the in the marriage. That kind of thing. That Kanchivadaraj was crying and crying and crying. Ramanuja was going. This devotee is holding Ramanuja's hand and thanking him before Raja play some trick. Let him take out failure. And he just started dragging. Ramanuja was looking back, looking back, coming back. And after going over to tell he said, are you crying, Ramanuja? There is a Rangana, the most beautiful, the Lord, the most worthy is there. He is waiting for you there. So don't worry, come there. Then Ramanuja and he started running towards Srirangam. And the news came that they are coming. And Vardharaj became so eager, so eager. And as soon as they heard that they are nearby here, the Ranganath Swami started, he came out and to welcome the Ramanacharya. He took the mala in the bag, he started walking, and he welcomed the Lord. The Ramanacharya was saying, Hare, oh Lord, how you came here? Why you came here? I was coming back. He's coming from Shila, Kanchipuram. They came few steps from there. And then he started worshipping Raghunathji here. And Raghunathji gave a special place for Ramacharya and he made a arrangement that he will never leave that place from him. So he gave a place, there's a house for Ramacharya inside the temple itself. And there he used to stay. And so many pastimes like this happen when the Lord talk with devotees in the pastimes. And of course, there are so many different artists and saints who has sung this Kshetra. I will be coming back to the story of Ramanacharya because Ramanacharya's story is happened almost 1,000 years back. With this story, the Ranganath Dham and the saints, is it goes to 6,000 years back. 6,000 years back, there are so many nice dwarfs. Dwarfs means the devotees of the Lord who are absorbed in the Krishna Bhava, absorbed in the Bhava of Vishnu. So that's why their name was dwarfs. So there were almost 12 Alvars mentioned in the history, which are very prime most. If you have seen the temple, before you take the darshan of the Lord, maybe the right side, we have 12 deities will be kept in a sequence. Like we have Guru Parampara, and they have a deities of this 12 hours present there. Because there are the prime 12 hours mentioned, like starting from the number one, and so many different 12 hours are there. So every hour is completely absorbed in Krishna's remembrance, or remembrance constantly. And they have written different stotras and shlokas. They are called the Pashurams. And these all Pashurams are collected into one particular compound book. And that book has a 4,000 shlokas. So most shlokas are recited regularly. And this gives lots of nice teachings about bhakti. So specifically, Namalwar is considered to be the topmost one because he used to display the highest rasa in the service of the Lord and the bhakti of the Lord. Mostly, Sri Vaishnavas will be into a dasya bhava, but Namalwar and a particular few of Malwars, they have mentioned Madhurya rasa, the personal rasa of the Lord. So that's one of the few other Namalwar and this Ranga. Now observe all these Kalvars, all are males. Only one is a female, that is Mandar. Now, I will come to the story of Mandar. First, let me talk about the Nammadwar. Nammadwar was one of the prime most. Every Alvar are the incarnation of Lord different parallel. Somebody is a incarnation of Lord's Purushel, somebody is incarnation of Lord's Sword, somebody is incarnation of Lord's Garland and like that. So Nammalwar is the incarnation of the Lord's partner Vishnu. So this is mentioned as the Lord Vishnu personally incarnated. Like we call Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna, personally Krishna appearing. Like that, they treat here in Shiva Vaishnavas the Lord personally coming here for the preaching. So, and his name itself is like a Nammadwara. He was so favorite of everyone. Nammadwara. Tamil Namma means mountain. Alva means saint. Vera saint. My saint, my saint. You see in Vrindavan, the same treatment will be given to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami is the family person from Prajimasi's, their own papa, their own grandfather family with it. Sanatana Goswami is a when Sanatana Goswami disappearance day happens. What is that day? Good word of friend. That time, whole Vrajavasis, they will shave their heads and do Govardhan Parikrama. So they were doing Vrajavasis. We do Govardhan Parikrama on the Govardhan Puja. The Vrajavasis, they do on Gas Puja, Gas Puja. This is for the disappearance of Sanatana Goswami. So Nammadwar was so favorite, he was predicted that he is going. And of course, everybody was waiting for his one. There was one Alvar before him. His name is I forgot. Madhukari Alvar. So he was waiting for him, and he went to India to find out whether this Viman is coming or not. And when he went to Ayodhya, he was taking part in Shakti was there. He started to light. Celestial light is starting from the north and traveling towards south. He says, what is this light going to do? And he started traveling, and he understood that Kumar we are waiting for. Yes. And he started traveling immediately. So much haste he was sounding to. And suddenly he came to one place where Bhagwan was. As soon as he born, immediately went to a tree bark, stayed there. 16 years he was stayed there. And he didn't speak, he didn't eat anything, he didn't. And when Madhur Akbar came there and he asked one question, and when he heard that question, was to what answer Bishop was to what? The question was somebody who is born in a day, what he should eat, what he should, where he should stay. Very complex question. Nobody could answer it. And as soon as he heard this question, immediately he said, he should do that way. He should. People got confused. What is the question? What is the answer? Actually, there are many sayings actually against this question and then you commentary on that. In short, actually, is the question is somebody who has taken birth in this body, what he should eat and what he should where he should stay. The answer was Somebody who has taken effort into this material world should be matter only. He should stay in the eating is the food is the matter. Whether it is staying, and the rest is matter. Eating is the matter of staying. And of course, this is a one thing that understanding this question really different for understanding. After this, number one and Madhur Kavi Advara, they started preaching and establishing this Vaishnava in this India. Basically. Okay, there's another article speaking about to express Madhurya Rasa is a Andan. So one of the female one is Parampara is Andan. She was born. She was not born actually. She was found that grows Tulsi to the devotee called forget. Anybody knows father's name of that Andan? Pehli or what? But previous name Vishnu Chitte. So Vishnu Chitte. So he was a very influential. And he used to be he never took any respect from anybody. He was very the even though he was an intelligent person, he used to do very simple things. His main job was to take a guidelines and give it to the people. That's all. And he found one in this big place and he started taking care of her. And she grew up. So she was very good. And whenever father used to make garland, she used to small girl. She saw the garland, he started thinking that if this garland will look in God's feet very cheaper. And she put the same garland into her body and he saw. And when she was thinking, she was observing herself, and she was thinking how God's consort looks like. And she get that idea that she gets started getting the loving she don't know. And started thinking to herself. And she now onwards every day she used to take bags, put on herself just nicely, and give this garden same to Father. One day, Vishnu Chitta found one hairstyle in this. He said, "Okay, what is this happening? And he asked, what are you doing? Small girl. What are you doing? And I'm just putting garland. She scolded me. What's the before giving garland or how we can use it for this big opera? We cannot do that. He scolded nicely. And immediately made a new garland and said it. After. And he, at that time he was praying for the forgiveness and immediately in this night, Lord came to his dream. He is telling, why you give me another the garland that he used to give every day is fragrant, and today garland give that was not the fragrance. Whatever garland he used to give every day, you know that Kanwal was bad, meaning that Halloween was actually bothering. And she's very direct, I need that. Kanwal, you should bring her to my accept postal settlement. That small girl used to go for the same. And she used to the same like she will wear the English. And finally, Una Devi came to the age of age, and Vishnu Chitti started searching for the green. Whatever match she will bring for him, she will reach it. No desperation. Simply Ramanath ji only has back. I said, how can you do this? You cannot do this on these days. So that this is the reduction. And finally, Lord Ramanath personally came to her in his case, says, bring her in the form of he, I'm going to get that's true. And of course, before that, this she and Vishnu was so famous to sing so many songs. Of, this on this fine day, he decorated her daughter as a bride group. The Paliki, they brought her to her. And she was so eager to meet Lord. She just jumped out of the parking and ran towards the altar. And she hung with the duty and immediately in front of everybody. It was the Subandhu was mentioning there were few months we were seeing were much into and there were so many beautiful ashrams. And those ashrams, even today, they are sung in the every home. And specifically, 30 ashrams, they were they are sung into Margadi Mass. Margadi Mass is the mass, Margadi Mass. These are the songs gopis. How gopis will be wanting to see Lord Krishna and will be thinking that, okay, how will be doing worship of the Lord in this way? And can be practicing it. Okay, I will worship in this way. I will worship in this way. So 30 different ways, different emotional experiences of the gopis of the child. And every day in 30 days of he is some preparations for this beautiful songs, emotional songs are there. And of course, this is about Andal. And one of the important one which I got so much impression is from Tirumangaya. How many of you know Tirumangaya? Tirumangaya. Tirumangaya, of course, he was not a Brahmana. Tirumangaya was a Kshatriya, warrior, king. His father was commander in the Chola dynasty's king. And of course, after he has become Tirumangaya became a king. His story is very interesting. He wanted, he was not a devotee initially. And he was a kind of fighter, Kshatriya. And he saw one girl. Her name was, can we learn his name? Sumi. So she was so beautiful, and she found she was a daughter of Brahman. So she was not exactly she was a Apsara who came there, and she became a daughter. And she was so beautiful, this king became attracted to her. And she was a Brahman, and she was Apsara, and she had a purse. She said, "I have a purse. Unless I make one devotee, 2% of devotee, person of Vaishnava will not be removed from this place." So this king came comes to this Govinda and proposes, okay, I want to marry him. And she says, I don't want to marry you. If you want to marry me, you have to finish, you have to fulfill some promises. One of these promises, first, to take initiation in the Vaishnava, okay, accepted. Again, after that, we have to feed 1,000 Vaishnavas every day for 1 year. And then only I will come and marry you. This is accepted, Jani accepted. Then he did all these things. He went to initiation from Vaishnava. And then he started inviting 1,000 Vaishnavas in, feeding them every day. And eventually 1 year passed. This is Vaishnava service principle. Once this devotee, when this king started addicted to serve Vaishnavas, he could not stop. Even after 1 year over, he continued serving Vaishnavas. Eventually, when he got fed, the husband and wife started happily worshipping, happily serving Vaishnavas. 1,000 Vaishnavas every day. For that purpose, this king finished his treasury. Whole his treasure was severely restricted. He became beggar. And still he continued serving 1,000 Vaishnavas every day. Now question came, he became a beggar. How he will serve 1,000 Vaishnavas every day? He also got the question. Then finally, he found a team of few thieves. Joe. उन्होंने इनको invite किया, he invited. They saw that this person is very Kshatriya person. Kshatriya, come join us, fighter. It will be helpful for us. We make a team of people and take their money. Take your share, you take one share. He said, okay, split time. much mission. Will not rob any Vaishnavas. If it is non-Vaishnava, whatever money is there, I will use for the service. He used to think that whatever is money is there, if we use from if we rob those non-devotees and take their money as use into thought service, they will get some benefit, they will get some punya, and somehow they will become a devotees. So he used to do this. He will rob people, take their money and use. So this is how he, the Srirangam also he came and he built one of the percotas. We have the seven percotas. So one of the percotas was made by this Tirumali. One day, God personally came to take tests. This Tirumali. He was a Vaishnava, but of course that time he was not doing his. So Lord came, Lakshmi and Narayan both came when we were passing by. And this team, they trapped them. They started robbing. They robbed, and they got a big full bag full of jewelry and they got everything. And Lord's lotus feet toe, there was one ring that was not coming on it. And says, okay, give me this ring. He says, you want me, you can take it yourself. Then he bent down and started removing. It was coming out. And whatever things sometimes it doesn't come out, what we do? We put in the mouth. So this person, he put his mouth on the lotus feet, the toe, and started pulling the ring out. He got the taste down, the lotus feet just come down. And he got transformed. And he saw this person, his lotus feet is so attractive and so beautiful. Because he removed that toe ring and also he saw there, God was present in the form of Lakshmi and Narayan. And immediately, as soon as he saw Narayan was there, he started glorifying them to different beautiful Sanskrit shlokas. Immediately on the spot, he recited 1,000 shlokas. These are still preserved, the Pashas, of Pashas, Divya Prabandham. Now these are mentioned. And he started glorifying the Lord, and after that, he stopped bobbing at it. So he became a devotee and he dedicated his life to the service of the Lord and Shiva. So this is the story of Tirumangli Alvar and is the incarnation of the Lord's bow, Sharanga, he incarnated. So number one, when he was completing his pastime, it was about to end, and his disciple, Madhur Kavi Alvar, he said to Maharaj, you Maharaj, you are going to go back, but what will happen to us? Please give us your deity that we can worship it. He said, okay, you want my deity? Take the water, river, and boil it and boil it, you get deity. They started drinking. And one deity came. That deity was having Sanya Ganga in hand and and this is not your deity. So the deity has to be into form. Structure, yes. So this was not form. This is not my deity. This is our saint who is going to come into after 4,000 years. He's coming back. Please use deity. Keep it aside. Can take the water. Because the first appearance after 4,000 years, the Brahmacharya came here in pastime. It's very nice pastimes with the Ramalaj, where a lot of persons, Brahmacharya also in his lifetime, they gave so nice pastimes and so nice lessons which we can learn. So, of course, we say, hmm, okay. So, this Brahmacharya's lifetime, he had two very important uh, disciples. One was first name was Dashavati, other's name was Parashar. So they were in the field of instruction. Once Dashavati saw Brahmacharya gave personal instruction to Dashavati, sorry, Parashar. Dashavati became envious. I also want some instructions and all these things. Parashar said, I will not give instruction personally to my Guru Maharaj, Mahaprana, and he will give very, very old. And he said, right. Govinda was staying some distance away. There he went. Mahatma said, "You want personal restrictions? Okay, wait for some time. Let me think. I'm ready." And it's good. And for a long time, he served with some pressure from something happening. And he said, "Okay, you are staying here. You serve the devotees." Started serving pressure. They have a pressure serving teammates. Like he was a pressure teammates. Devotees were sitting and he was serving pressure. And one round went through and he sat for pressure. Hey, you are sitting for pressure now. One more team of devotees are coming. Get up, serve them first. He got up, he served them. Like that, many devotees came and took prasad. He served everybody. He, he served. And finally, he came with some instructions. What is your question? He said, question was, what are the qualities of the devotee who is qualified? What is the qualification for somebody to be close associate? What is the quality of the devotee person can become a close associate? Acha, this is the question. Very simple. It's a reason. He said, person has to be close to the God. He should be like crow. Salt. It should be like salt. It should be like cuckoo, the chicken. It should be like a crane. And it should be like a you. That's all. And he said that, and he went off. He says, okay, just four words. The sovereign, cuckoo, the crane, and you. What is the meaning of it? He couldn't understand anything. When he came back to Ramachandra, Ramachandra said, Maharaj, he gave the answers. But just he gave the short answers. I will understand. Okay, what are the four words he said? Said, one devotee, anybody who wants to become close to the God, he should be like a sword. Acha, he said like this, like a sword. Preparation, nice. After that, I was excited. Okay, what makes he say? It should be like a book. Oh my God, so nice, so deep, so brave. What else he said? Should be like great. Wow, so good. And then what else he said? They should be like you, like me, like me. They so nice, so deep, so thoughtful. Very nice answer. Yeah, you are understanding is thoughtful, but not understanding it now. Please explain me this. Please anybody, this salt, cream. There are other terms of explaining this. Somebody wants to be close, but it should be like a salt. Salt means what? In a food, we have a salt. Can we see the salt? Unless you put separately. We can't see the salt. Salt, how much salt is there in the food? Too much? Too much is there? Which is problem. Too less is there? Salt has to be there in the food. Very, very balanced. That's how devotee has to be very balanced in his Krishna says normally the special. We have to be very, very balanced. Rather to happy, rather to sad, rather to excited, rather to Rasina. And we should have even common like a salt. But they will appreciate salt. When cooks will serve you, you say, so paneer is so nice. You say, kheer is so nice. Sweet is so nice. We never say, sweet is so nice. But sweat is never appreciated. Devotees should never expect appreciation, but they very important. Like, this is what a devotee does. Devotees glorify, still devotees keep on going. And devotees should behave like a salt. As soon as you put salt into the preparation, then it goes to the corner, this corner, that corner, get dissolved. Like that, devotees should forget, lose their personal identity even in such the law. That has so that was no, that is our understanding of the Sharanam. Taking Lord Sharanam is losing our own independent identity, having only one identity, that is wrong. And not having any own separate independent desire. Only desire is whatever desire. That's all. This is what is mean by solid. What's in by chicken? Chicken is a cook. On site, we have a hen here. What they do, when they go, they go on the unfilthy places. Dirty places, they start picking up things from. Even Coco is like that, even in dirty places, you can find out the grains. Devotee should be like that. One minute, if it's in really bad situation is there, we should always see positive things from. No fault finding tendencies. When the worldly person, when a materialist person should find out this is like a chicken. The crane. The crane means the babula. Babula, what he does, he will be standing in the water and so many fishes will be coming to this. Let me see. Will not eat this. We will eat only fishes which are bigger fishes. We will get to it. We will be looking only at small fishes will not bother. We will big fish we can. Like that, devotees should be always worried about the most important problem to people. Many times we get disturbed because of stress things like AC each other. Washing machine is gone. We don't have mind to wear. Okay, this is not good. This is not. So what focus should be perfect your life and your nice duty and the small things we should see. If devotee we should come under this devotee is not like this is we we can recognize devotee. This devotee में अच्छे गुण नहीं है. This devotee is weak. No, there's no point in looking all those things. We have to find how we should make my relations. Shall I be myself becoming Krishna consciousness is a big fish. Catch it. Small fishes, let it. And the last quality was to be like you. This will to be like you. Then what he did is serving for the devotees and he took his full plate to you. It means he's putting the benefit of the devotees first. He was not worrying his own benefit. He included his first. This is qualities of the Vaishnavas. Was moving Krishna speaking here. They have taken few important things. She was service to the Vaishnavas. This is what they are doing. This is what for the essence. So this is where this Srirangam place was flourished and devotees were worshipping and worshipping and they're doing so many activities. All the kings they used to come here. Worships here. There are different things and because this temple was very wealthy temple. And but in the history, there is one of the event, which is very darkest event in the history of Srirangam, which is mentioned here. That is the time of 300, 1300 BC. BC. Yes, 1300 AD. The time Muslims were attacking India. And particularly this time, they were back to back three dangerous attacks happened in South India. In these attacks, first attack, the Srirangam full temple was looted. So much wealth and jewelries were taken. It's mentioned that what jewelries were taken till the correct in the card, so many cards, that the line of the cards was 8 temples, and every card was full of jewels and rubies. And they were on the first attack. Second attack, it came, they didn't find much wealth here. But third attack, the deadliest. In the third attack, so, so He came, he looked at the whole temple. Not he didn't find a much thing, but he killed all the divinities staying in the temple. And then festival was happening, and even Parkotas, he had devotees. It is mentioned in one night he killed 1300 devotees. Let's big massacre. Devotees got some news that this thing is happening. Devotees, they played from their own life to save the devotees. Because of Vedanta Deshikacha, he took the responsibility to save the scriptures. He and Sampati, disciples, they were lying, hiding among the corpses, heaps of the corpses, hiding among them for some time to escape from the siege. And they saved the literature. They went out to the north. There is another devotee called Pillai Deshikar. He, he took now Perumal deities, Perumal so Vigra, and he started running towards the South Indians. And main Vigraha, the stone we can say, that was hidden behind the walls. It was scripted that Vigraha was hidden. Even the Ranganachar deities, Ranganachar will never leave the premises. So, Ranganachi, the Utsa Vigraha of Ranganachi was taken out of the campus to sell Ranganachar deity there and put it under. And main that the Utsav with Mool Vigraha was living there. These people came and this there is no deity there. So the deities are taken to take pay. Don't find anything. They just killed all the devotees and made big heap of their heads. They went off. And for the next 45 years, this whole temple was where like a fortress for these Muslim attackers. Armies were staying here. There was no worship. It's not in the history. 55 years there was no worship. And finally, there was a Vijayanagar Saಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದ king, Krishna Devaraya. He attacked and he liberated this place. And again, this place was brought back to its original place. Again, the deities were installed and again worship started happening. He supported things happened like that. For 45 years, there are no deities here. Nobody knew. Everyone looks like. And they knew. And sometimes people got okay, this one deities is there, this one looks like this deity is there. Years of they found they found the deities which original deity which he was hidden in Tirupati. This is the original deity of Vilkote and then Tirupati. From Tirupati, this deity was then question came, who will give the evidence that this deity is original? So she was doubting. Oh, this deity is original. So the sad part was that there is nobody relying on this God who has many of them were killed, and there was one person. So it is not saying was that, but he said, can find out this deity was a question. He got his deities clothes. We watched it. One deity is clothes, he was living like a mountain. As soon as he saw that he's crying, he started crying, Nam Perumal. Initially, previously used to call it as Perumal. But after this incident, we started saying True Peru. And for this whole 70 years, there was no Brother Nike because Because original Ranganatji was missing. Ranganatji cannot marry to somebody else. So Ranganatji remained hidden for these 70 years. When the worship started, she was hidden. And as soon as the main original Vigraha was left, was installed, so there was a huge ring. Under that tree, the Ranganatji deities came out. And they decided finally, so this was how Ranganatji was. In between, one more incident happened. They were thinking that the Ranganatji was stolen. Black stone Vigraha. So now if you go there, you will see so one main Vigraha of Ram, black stone. In front of that, one more black stone in front is there. In front of that, the Vigraha. There are two Vigrahas. So this misconception, understanding, more Ranganatji deities was destroyed. So this deities, this temple is same. There's so many people they have shaded their blood. So many people they have shaded to sacrifice their lives. So one of the important lesson we can learn from here, which is the Ramacharya's instructions, which we can learn from. Before finishing his pastime, thought very, very important instructions. One of the important instructions is here I'm reading. He taught us to identify three categories of the people. First category of the people is the spiritually minded people. We are associating how to associate with the people that we in the world we associate with each and every person. No, distinguish among them. First, you find out who is spiritually minded person. Yes. Second category of the people who are envious activities in the spiritual category. Third category are neutral. First category is consider them friends and you associate with them. Second category people who are envious people should always consider them enemy. Because these people consider not their enemy. Atheist people should consider them as to deal with them, never associate with them, never speak to them, never take salary from them, never take salary from them, never be dependent on those things. Never be dependent on the people who are investment us. And third one, see the devotees, the people who are indifferent. Hmm? So those people who are indifferent to the law, so ignore those people. Hmm? So maybe if you can preach. Them. This is how. So when we see these attacks in the temples, understand these restrictions has to be there. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given a very important instruction, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was writing, you know, there was an attack on the devotees. Over when the Gangas were Sankirtan was stopped. What Mahaprabhu did is very important lesson for him. He gathered all the devotees, all devotees became united, and they started some. And then the Krishna before the same people were so scared that this Chand Kalsi will kill us. Chand yes. They were scared. Now next day these people become fearless. Why these people got this transformation? When they became scared and next day they were fearless. Fearless even to such an extent that they wanted to burn down Chand Kalsi's house. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavatam kill Chand Kalsi. Why this happened? Why the transformation? Shri Prabhupada says When somebody starts fulfilling his religious principles strongly, when someone starts um, living his dharma strongly, dharma give and dharma will give courage to people. We are scared. We are scared of so many different attachments. The enemy, the enemy start following for principles of the family. We start following Vaishnava principles family is nothing to fear. In the way, Sridhar Mahaprabhu knows we are actually facing this challenge. And also we face fearless. And this is how we learn from the history. So, different pastimes and leaves from the Lord. Many are there to uh, recollect, but yes, whenever we are talking, we are going to Darshan, and then we can discuss those process. Okay. So, we stop here. So now Perumal Ki. Yeah. It's very some notes. Here comes